Welcome back, everybody. It's Rama from Junk Journal Divas. Hello, my friends. It is Saturday morning, and I've had my coffee. And so I'm in my room just having a little bit of fun. And I grabbed some of my just cut off random jelly pieces and some scrapbook, where I guess this is this 8 by 8 pages sheets, and I wanted to cut these up. I want to make some mini boho beads today. So normally I make them and they're pretty thick, the diameter of a straw would be, but I want to make some that are a little bit smaller. So here are two pink ones that I did. These are jelly papers underneath, and then I wrapped it with some of my fuzzy yarn, my fibers. And you guys, I put some packages together of the fibers that I use for my boho beads, and these will be in my Etsy shop, which the link is in the video description box. And has this cute little dangle at the bottom. Now, normally these caps that go on the top, if you want to use these, normally for about a regular size straw, I would use I believe it's 8 millimeters. These are 4 or 5. I think I've used both 4 and 5 for my minis. It just depends on, after I roll up the paper, how big it is. Here's some other ones that I made. A blue one, and then another pink one with different colored, they're called cord caps. I don't know if I said bead cap or not, but it's a cord cap. And because you think of it, it's like if you would have a leather cord and you'd put them on the end of it for a necklace or a bracelet or whatever you're making. So they are called cord caps. And then these are paper beads. I just wrapped it with some colored wire. And this one is one of my jelly prints, and then I just wrapped some wire and some of my fuzzy yarn around it. And this one I put a little bird on it too. Some full size ones, so you can see these are a lot thicker, and it just put some little dangles at the bottom here. And here's another one in the blue. Here's one red and pink, and I put, look at the little mushroom, I love it. Here's two more. So you can see this one, the paper bead has more of like a tapered end to it. And this one I made more like a straw. So I thought I would bring you with me today to make some more dangly things. I also have some keys here because I might want to play around with those and embellish some of my skeleton keys. I also have these in my shop. I was excited because I was able to find a bunch of them, and they're really hard to find. And I know I've seen them on Etsy, and they're like $5 is the normal price for just one key. So I do have them in my shop. I think they're gone except for the ones that are not embellished. So I'm gonna make some more because I like to use them on projects for little dangles and things. So I think the first thing I want to do, I want to mark my paper. And also, guys, I did a splurge here. I splurged on the Tim Holtz, the glass mat. So I'm hoping that it is okay for videos. If you watch my channel, let me know what you think, if it is interfering with the video. Because usually I just have my plastic mat, and yeah, so we'll see how this works out. So I'm just gonna start on one side here, and I'm gonna mark, I actually should go to the very end here, but I need to see. So I'm just going to mark every inch here. And then on this side, I'm going to start with 1/2 inch. And then what I want to do is I want to connect these so that I make a zigzag on my paper here. Doesn't have to be absolutely perfect, but just to get a little bit more aligned. Now, since these papers are the same size, I want to cut more than one at a time. I'm going to clip these together. Okay, and then I'm going to cut these out as closely as I can go on the actual line here. Now the edge pieces you could always use, but I'm just going to put them in my little scrap pile because I've got enough cut here. All of our little pieces. Clip the rest of these together for now. Okay, so now I want to take a piece, and I'm using a wooden skewer, and I will mention that a wooden skewer is perfect for this. If you use something like a pencil, it is a little bit, the diameter is a little too big. So I'm gonna take one of them, and we're gonna start at the thick end here, and I'm just gonna fold it over and roll it, and then once you do that, it's pretty easy to get it going there. I'm just going to add some glue. Now, if the glue comes out and runs over, you know, out of the inside, it's okay. I like that because then I just keep rolling it around. You'll see here. And okay, so once you start rolling, you want to make sure that it's rolling straight, and then just keep going. And now see the glue oozing out there. It's okay because when I'm done, I like to just keep going around and around and around, and it kind of seals my paper bead. Okay, so we've got one done there. So let's do one of these guys. Okay, so get it going. And then add my glue. Gonna make sure we're rolling it straight here. See, this one's going a little bit crooked, so I want to straighten it. Okay, then there we go. And then once you're done, if you want to kind of put these back on a string or a wire or something, and you can either spray them or go over with a little bit of Mod Podge, making sure that you don't glue it to your skewer, just to seal them, and it makes them kind of shiny and pretty looking. So to make larger beads, like for boho beads, of course you can just take the whole page and roll it, and then you can cut these the length that you want. If you want it to be stacked, like have this look, So if you take your paper and just fold it in half, and then just start a little bit up, maybe here, and then you're gonna just cut a triangle at the end. And that's what gives you the shape. And then we're going to just roll it up as normal, starting at the bottom, and I fold over the bottom part here. And then just kind of get it to roll with your fingers. And then once you get the whole way across, then I'll put my glue on. Okay, I'm gonna start rolling it up here. And then once I get to the point where it's moved in a little bit, I just grab it at one of the ends and I just sort of roll it on my hand. And then I just keep rolling it. Now this is because of the jelly prints. The paper is not sticking, you know, because it's got the paint on it. So I just want to make sure it's really going to stick and that all those little edges are kind of sealed. So there we go. There, we've got another one, and I'll do this one on the blue side here now. And I'm just going to put this on here to help hold it because I'm getting very glued fingers here. Got another one. So now, if you can see here, I've got my beads. I have the cord caps on the end of them, but this is just to make sure that they're gonna fit. I did not glue these yet, so I'm gonna go ahead and glue these down. So if you have the E6000 or a similar type of glue that you can use on metal, I guess you could use a glue gun too. If you have, since these are the minis, you would need one with a needle tip or a smaller tip to get down inside of these. Otherwise, I think you'd have glue oozing when you push the straw down in. See, they're fitting on there, but you know, you can easily pull it off, and this is pretty much the way, you know, this is a good fit. So I'm just going to continue here and glue all of these on. Now I'm going to add a wire to one that does not have the cord caps on the end and show you how to do that. And then after that, we'll go through and we can add some beads to wrap around or fuzzy yarn and decorate them a little bit more and hang some dangles. So I have a couple of beads here that I picked out. And for the very ends, you can use some of, well, this one's very small, but these are, let me get this one also. Now these are bead caps, so you can use these guys at the ends. Also, if you have some bicone, which is cone shaped on two ends, so it's kind of tapered, and so it'll fit into the bead a little bit, and that kind of helps to stabilize it. This guy would be a good one to use also. And I'm working with 20 gauge wire here, and that should be good. So I'm going to start at the end, and I want to make my loop. Okay, so you can see I'm starting about here, and I'm going to roll it towards me and then let go and come over and grab it again and roll it until we've got the wire coming out sort of perpendicular to it. And then let's straighten the wire. Okay, and then I'm going to take this wire and I'm going to wrap it around. I should get this glue off of my fingers here. Much excess, you can cut it off there. I'm going to use the flat part so I can go flush up against here and cover this so it doesn't fly in my face. And then use my pliers, and I'm going to push this down. Okay, so we've got our loop at the end. Now I want to figure out, how do I want to put my beads? Now I am going to put some fuzzy fibers around the paper beads, so it will be a little bit thicker, but I still kind of felt like this was a little too much at the end, so I'm going to take some pieces off. Okay, so this is what I have on the ends here. And now I need to make my loop on this end. So I'm going to take my pliers a little bit above where the beads are, but not much. And then, whoops, I'm going to bend it so it's a 45-degree angle there. Then we can cut a little bit of this excess off just to make it easier to work with. Okay, then I'm going to start at the end here. I'm going to roll this, get it straight. Here. And then I'm going to roll it towards me. Let go. See how it's kind of straight now? Then I'm going to hold on to it tightly and pull this wire to the side. And then I can take it and wrap it around. Cut off this excess. And squash that end piece down. And then if you hold both ends and kind of wiggle and pull on it, it'll straighten them. So here you go. So you're ready for one end. We can put our pin on to pin it to our project, and the other end we will put some dangles. Our loop. Okay, so this is what I have for this one. Okay guys, so now this is kind of the easy part. I have all of the ends onto my beads, either making the wire endings, the loops with the wire, or adding my bead caps to the ends, like here. So I have some of my fuzzy fibers here, and I will show you. I have these packages. I just kind of put them in these bags for now, but there are 21 fibers that I put in here that I have been using for my boho beads. So they're thin enough that you can wrap them around and tie them easily. So if you start at one of the ends here, and I'm going to leave a little bit off because I'm going to wrap it back up around and tie it. Okay, so I'm just going to hold it, and I just wrap it around and then I'm going to come back up, going the other direction, and then I'm just going to tie it off. Super easy. And that's it, guys. This part's really nice and easy, and just adds a little bit of interest and makes your beads, makes them fun looking. Let's see, this looks big enough. I can add to one of my smaller ones. So let me grab this one. This is kind of short here. This will be hard to tie. Okay, there we go. And you could even leave this hang off. It could be at the bottom with your dangles. So maybe I'll do that. I'll just leave it hang there. Now some of these I put some wire on, 0.8 millimeters. So I don't know what gauge that is. It feels about the same as 20, but the thing about this is it's for decorating and things. So it's very flexible. It's not good for doing your loops at the end and things like that, because if you bend it a few times, it'll just snap. So this is really just for decorating and things. Let's take a piece of one. I'm going to take this color. Just going to take a little bit here. So you can do this with any wire that you have. It doesn't have to be the colored wire. And of course, there's different ways that you can do this. Usually what I do is I just make a loop or something at the end here. And then let's see, which one do I want to do with this? Maybe this one. And then I'm just going to hold it, put it down and hold it at a spot at the end here. And then I'm just going to wrap it. And another thing you can do, you could add seed beads to this wire. You could do that also. Now when I get to the end here, I can either come back up, or I could just stop it, you know, down here would be fine too. So whatever you want to do. Let me see. Maybe I will, so I just kind of looped it around, and I'm going to do another loop on this end. So let's cut some of this off. Okay, so there we go. So I just made kind of loops on the sides there. I've got a little piece of wire, and I can take some of my fuzzy yarn. I can kind of twist the two together. Hold the loop down on one end. And then I can start to wrap. So there's another one with both. Okay, so I've got my dangles, and some of them, like these, I need to add a jump ring to it. Let's see, this one, I'm gonna match the colors. Okay, so I have my jump ring here, and I'm just gonna grab it. So the opening is at the top there. Now to open this, I want to twist it back and forth. I don't want to just pull it this way. So just twist it like that. And then put my leaf on. And I can go ahead and just attach this right to my boho bead. Maybe I want to put on one of these little flowers also. Whoops. And then to close it up, the same thing. I'm going to twist front and back, get it close up. And grab my other tool here. So there we've got our little dangles at the bottom. Super cute, right? Now if you can find necklaces, like if you see this one, it is attached with the beads already have the loops at the ends. These are great to take apart and add to your dangles. So I'm going to pull some of these apart. Okay, so there we go. I put some of these beads and a key at the end of this one. So I hope you enjoyed the video. These are a few of the finished ones that I'm showing you here. And I will also link my other tutorials making these. I made some with fabric wrapped around, so I'll put all those links in the video description. I hope I inspired you to try to make some yourself. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you see when I have new content come out. Thanks again for watching.